What's going on? Welcome to this installation video. I'll be showing you how to install body side molding. This is a fairly straightforward installation, but I'll be installing the OEM kit on my 2020 STI. Of course, the install is the same for 2015 plus WRX or really any car. In the box, you'll get just about everything you need for the install. The two included templates will ensure that the side molding is placed perfectly on both sides and removes all of the guesswork. You'll get some alcohol prep pads and the 4 pieces, one for each door. Now the pieces already have automotive grade 3M tape, and as you may have deduced, you have to order the kit color matched to your particular car. I'll include all of this info along with links in the video description. While I'm installing the OEM kit, the install is basically the same for aftermarket offerings. The very first step of the install is having a clean car, so if you're gonna follow along, ensure that you wash your car before you start. I'll show you the install on the right hand side of the car. You can see here that I cut out the 6 access holes for the tape already. Since I'm doing the right side, I have to flip the template over. I'll do a rough estimate of where the side molding will go and use the included alcohol to thoroughly clean the door. This is definitely the most important step. The surface has to be completely clean to keep this thing from possibly lifting in the future. If you do it right, the install will last you the life of the car. I'm getting a few pieces of high quality painter's tape ready for use, and then with the template flipped, I'll align the lower left edge of the template with the lower left corner of the door and secure it in place with a piece of tape. I quickly found out that the template does not fit perfectly on the car. For the install to be right, the edge of the template by the door's edge is the most important to be aligned, so this might take a little bit of readjustment. Just make sure that the template is aligned properly right here. This will leave a gap that will allow you to install edge guards in the future if you so desire. At this point, I put the side molding in place just to make sure that it looked right. The pieces are labeled on the backside if you're unsure which goes where. Since it looked alright to me, I moved on to the rear door and repeated the process. With the side molding just taped to the door, this is the last opportunity to step back and make sure that everything looks 100% perfect. Make sure that it's level and that the color matches. Step far back so that you get a really good look. It's not technically a permanent install, but it's a lot of work to undo after the fact. So just make sure that you're happy before proceeding from this point. Now there's a couple of ways that you can approach this, but I like to expose the 3M tape just a little bit on both ends and expose the backing so that I can pull it from the front. This allows me to place the piece where it goes and then verify alignment one last time before making it final. Once I pull the tape backing, I'll use a microfiber towel to press firmly along the length of the piece to fully secure it in place. The rear door molding is installed in exactly the same way. The rear door has a slight curve to it, so don't be afraid if the piece bends a little bit, as this is normal. For the other side, simply flip the template and repeat. Depending on what your plans are for your car exterior, this may or may not be a mod that you want to do. I like that it breaks up the large space on the doors, but I get that it might look a little busy for some setups, but that's the beauty of making your car your own. The body side molding is also functional, as it can also protect from door dings, so it's a win-win for me. As a bonus, I installed the carbon fiber trunk trim, and I include it here because the install is basically the same. In the box, you get your alcohol prep pads and of course the genuine carbon fiber trim piece itself. This is the actual Subaru OEM trim, and like the body side molding that we just installed, surface preparation is extremely important. I used the same method for the 3M tape and placed the trim on the trunk. But as you can see, I didn't notice I was off by about 1/8 of an inch, which was noticeable if you were paying attention. Thankfully, since I don't apply pressure until I know for sure that the trim is exactly where it needs to be, I was able to remove it and readjust it until it was perfect. Just make sure that you look all the way around the trim piece, as there is some wiggle room that can make the fitment less than perfect if you rush it. When you're happy with it, fully secure it in place by firmly pushing against the trim throughout its length with a microfiber towel. I think this carbon fiber trunk trim looks great with this particular car color or other light colors in general. Let me know what you think about both of these installs in the comment section. If you haven't already, consider subscribing for more content like this. I'll see you next video. Take care.